Kim, what do you eat now that you can't eat dairy or soy? Well, today I'm going to be making my dad's corn chowder recipe, but I'm going to be altering it to make it dairy-free. We'll see how it goes. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all these carrots and celery and throw them to my chickens. Sorry, Lisa, because I don't feel like peeling carrots and celery is gross. Up next, I'm gonna cook up some turkey bacon. Why turkey bacon, you say? Because I feel like it holds up better in soup than regular bacon. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and open up a can of corn, a can of green beans, and a can of mixed veggies. And I'm just gonna get these drained, but I'm saving the juice. A weird thing about turkey bacon is that it kind of cooks upside down. So like, see this right here? This is the side that it was like this, and then you flip it over, and that side is less cooked. The bottom doesn't cook, the top cooks, and then you flip it over and like, yeah, it's just weird. While I'm cooking, my baby is reorganizing the Tupperware cabinet for me. Now I'm gonna take some number of baby carrots, I don't know, and I'm just gonna follow my heart and cut as many as I feel like cutting into smaller pieces. Meanwhile, I've got the juices for my veggies in a big pot on the stove, and I'm gonna add parsley, thyme, marjoram, and pepper. I'm not adding salt because I want my baby to be able to eat this, so, well, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, but not a lot. I'm also adding a few whole bay leaves. I usually do like about 5, and then it's just kind of a fun game to find them at the end and pull them out when I'm like putting things in Tupperware. I took a break to give my baby some food. I pulled some of the turkey off the thing. I put a little bit more water on the stove with the veggie juice. I don't know what else to call it. That now is just filled with spices. I put a little bit more water in it. I'm bringing the veggie juice up to a boil, and I'm gonna add my carrots. I finished cutting carrots. I'm just doing approximately this many carrots. This is what I have left from what I showed before. I like to just keep a kettle always filled with hot water, boiling water, so then if at any point I need to add a bit more liquid to what I've got going, I can just add some that's already boiling, so I'm not affecting the temperature of what I'm cooking. I've added my carrots to my boiling liquid so that now they can start warming up. They need to cook longer than the potatoes, so I want to make sure they get in first. And now I am starting to peel my potatoes. It's optional to peel, but I prefer peeling them over washing them, because if I peel them, I don't have to wash them. And before you get on me, it's because I stick them in a giant bowl of water and I rinse them a few times after, so they are still getting washed. They're just not getting scrubbed. Had to take some time to put a baby on my back. Well, change a diaper and then put a baby on my back because she was getting a little fussy. Look at how my almost 1-year-old ate this salami. Now I'm gonna use this choppy thing on my purple onion so that it gets small without me and my baby crying. Now my onion is frying, and while my onion is frying, I'm just gonna cut up these bell peppers. I like to save my bell peppers and my onion scraps for my stock that I make, my bone broth that I make, and that is really helpful. Why am I not using bone broth? I'm gonna use bone broth for when I add my liquid. Bone broth thawing. I've got some onions that are cooking on the stove. I've now got 2 bell peppers that are cut up that I'm gonna start cooking with the onions now that the onions have had a bit of a head start. I've also got my turkey bacon, which I'm going to use scissors to cut directly into the pot. I've turned off the carrots. This is about the size I like to do for my turkey bacon, so I grab a bunch of them and then I just snip. I took the carrots out because they're overcooked and I don't want to overcook them more, and I got anxious about it, so I just drained them and I put that liquid back in the pot. I peeled 6 potatoes, which sucks because now I have to cut 6 potatoes. My onions and peppers are pretty much done, so I'm about to put those in the pot with the bone broth that I've added, and I'm now bringing to a boil. I am now holding milk over my shoulder because she doesn't want to hold it and it's gonna fall. I don't think I can cut potatoes like this. Maybe I can. Maybe I can cut potatoes like this. R.I.P. This is the first time I've ever actually lost a significant amount of milk. That was probably like 3 ounces. I put the potatoes in the bone broth. I added a bit more water and I'm bringing that to a boil. Gotta cook my potatoes. Once the potatoes are cooked, oh, I did also add the peppers and onions into the pot with potatoes. I added a bit more spicing since I had pulled out all the carrots, so a lot of the spicing went with them, and I don't want my potatoes to not get that spice cooked in there. Now I just gotta wait for my potatoes to be done. Once my potatoes are done, I can combine everything else, and then it's time to add what makes this go from a soup to a chowder, which is the not dairy. For the cream and the thickener, I used Khalifa Farms dairy-free heavy whipping cream and a little bit of oat milk and cornstarch. As far as the taste, it's pretty sweet, like very sweet. And so I overcompensated a little bit with spices as well as additional salt in what I'm eating to try to kind of make up for some of the sweetness and dull it down a little bit. Overall, not my favorite thing, not my favorite food, but I will be eating a lot of it because I made a lot of it. I don't dislike it, but I also don't love it. It's good. It's fine. I bet some other dairy alternatives might have been better, but this is just what I could find and try. So yeah, have a good day.